In the autumn of 1931, Universal Pictures was aggressively hunting for a follow-up to the massive success of their recent hit, Dracula. Bela Lugosi famously turned down the role of the Frankenstein monster. He disliked the idea of a character with zero dialogue and worried that the heavy, suffocating makeup would hide his face from the audience. At the time, the film industry viewed the creature as a one-dimensional ghoul. Studio executives expected a straightforward, hulking brute designed solely to provide the audience with cheap thrills. Lugosi's departure left the role open for a different kind of performer, one willing to build a character without the use of a single spoken word. Universal leaned into the public's fear for their marketing campaign. They opened the film with a theatrical prologue where Edward Van Sloan explicitly warned the faint of heart about the shocking nature of the story. This marketing ploy set a specific expectation for ticket buyers, priming them for an experience of pure terror before they even entered the auditorium. Director James Whale, however, was looking for something else. He wasn't interested in an actor who projected overt menace. He wanted someone who carried a deep, haunting sense of sadness. Whale found that quality in a journeyman actor named Boris Karloff while watching him in the studio canteen. Whale was struck by the unique bone structure of Karloff's head and his distinctly melancholic eyes. Whale's casting choice altered the trajectory of the genre. He recognized that for the monster to truly endure, the audience had to see the humanity trapped beneath the horror. The environment built for this creature married German expressionism with American cinema. The laboratory was defined by stark, angular set designs and thick, high-contrast shadows. To create a volatile atmosphere, the production used Kenneth Strickfaden's practical electrical machines. Their sparking coils made the set look genuinely dangerous. The branding reads, "Electricity is life," a dark irony for a machine used to animate dead flesh. Creating that face required a grueling physical sacrifice. Every morning at 4 a.m., legendary makeup artist Jack Pierce began a 4-hour application routine on Karloff. Pierce layered the actor's face in restrictive materials like collodion, spirit gum, and heavy clay. He then added the iconic flat head and the neck bolts designed to serve as electrical conductors. The constraints extended to Karloff's body. The production added 13 pounds of lead to each boot, forcing him to adopt a stiff, lumbering, mechanical gait. Karloff already suffered from a chronic back injury. Despite the pain, he endured this daily 4-hour punishment with a remarkable, quiet dignity. The daily physical toll of the makeup process informed Karloff's performance, grounding the character's movements in a layer of genuine, visible exhaustion. The monster's introduction is a study in cinematic restraint. There is no musical score, only the heavy thud of leaded boots and a slow, backward turn in a darkened doorway. The crowds at the 1931 premiere had a visceral reaction. Contemporary reports describe audience members looking away in shock or even fainting at the sight of the creature. Despite his frightening appearance, Karloff communicated a complex emotional state. Without a single word of dialogue, he conveyed profound confusion and a sense of heartbreaking innocence. He forced the audience to look past the terror. Instead of just a mindless brute, they saw a creature with the behavior of a lost, frightened child. Censors immediately targeted the film, focusing on the emotional ambiguity of the Little Maria lake scene. It was heavily trimmed or removed from many markets for decades. Censors were reacting to the film's portrayal of the monster as a confused byproduct of science, rather than a traditional, malicious villain. The visual choices made in 1931, the stark shadows, the flat head, and the bolts, created a permanent visual shorthand for horror that has remained unchanged for nearly a century. This version of Frankenstein remains the definitive standard because it proves that sometimes the most enduring monsters are the ones that reflect our own deep humanity. This was brought to you by Stalls or Circle. Thank you for listening.